Hello everybody, this is Philip Dunn with Simple Genius Episode 1, Put It on My Tab. Simple Genius is a podcast dedicated to showing you simple computer tricks that will help you not lose your mind and maybe look like a genius. For Episode 1, we are going over tabs in Microsoft Word. So, a couple things before we start. Make sure that you have your Show Hide turned on the Home tab. We have the Show Hide button. You can just right click on that and choose Add to Quick Access Toolbar, and that puts it up here. And make sure that you also have your ruler available, so you can do that by going to the View tab and make sure that ruler is checked. Dealing with tabs, they do show up on the ruler. That makes it easy. For today, we are going to make a simple class roster, something that I do use quite a bit when training. So we're going to start it just from scratch. My first tip to keep calm is to write everything first, add the tabs later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do a little class roster. I'm only going to press tab once. The second tip to keep calm is don't use consecutive tabs. If I want to tab all the way across here, we're going to add a tab to do that. Let me turn on my Show Hide so I can see that I only have one tab showing. Each arrow is a single tab. Class roster, instructor for the instructor name, and class title, tab once, class date. Okay, and then we're going to do for each line, we're going to do a name, tab, department, and then we're going to do their email, tab, and then phone number. Okay, now eventually I'm going to want to put in blank lines at the end, so I'm going to go to at the end of each line and put a tab there as well. Nice and simple. Now we're going to go ahead and add the tabs. So there's two ways to do it. You can add a tab by adding them directly onto the ruler. So the other trick to keep calm is, remember that tabs are considered paragraph formatting, which means you do not need to select the entire paragraph for it to work. Just click somewhere in here and you can add a tab. So for example, if I want instructor to land somewhere over here, I can click here on the 4-inch mark or really anywhere on the ruler, and that puts the left align tab over here. And then you can adjust it if you want to. But what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to show you a little bit more than that, but we can start with that. That's fine. So I'll go to the second line. I want this to match up, so I'm going to click on the 4-inch mark. Now, for the second tab, I want it to go all the way to the end, and I want there to be a line there so people can type in and fill in their name. This is going to be a form that's going to be printed out on a sheet of paper and filled in. So to do this, make sure that you select them all. So highlight both sentences here, both paragraphs, and then go up here to the paragraph group on the Home tab. Click the dialog box button in paragraph group. That brings up your old friend, paragraph dialog box. Bottom left corner is where you find your tabs. That's one of the main frustration points, is that this has been sort of hidden from you. Once you click that, it just shows you any existing tabs you have selected. Another tip to keep calm is remember that it's paragraph formatting, so you have to make sure you select all of the paragraphs that you want to affect at one time. So the 4-inch mark is fine, but I want to add one that goes to the end, so I can see here up on my ruler that it goes to 6.5 inches, so I'm going to type 6.5. And I want these to have the leader line, so I'm going to click this option 4, which gives me the underscore. Very important, make sure you click Set. If you don't click Set, nothing will happen. Once you click Set, then now I have both my lines here. Click OK, and I can see I have my leader line. Now I don't want one here, this is my title, but I do want one for class title. So I'm just going to click here. Remember, it's paragraph formatting, so I'll have to click once. Go back up to paragraph, click on this, click on tabs, and I'm going to select the first one, which is the 4-inch. I'm going to give it the leader line, click Set, and then click OK. And that adds the leader line there. Now, one of the advantages of using tabs over really anything else is that it's very easy to adjust. I'm going to turn off my Show Hide so you can see it's a little bit cleaner. So I want to make some adjustments to this. I can maybe I want to give a little bit more room for the instructor or something like that. You can adjust the tabs. Let's do these here. So for name and department, I'm going to put the Show Hide back on so I can see what I'm doing. Go back into paragraph, hit the hit the dialog box, go back to tabs. Now I want leader lines for all of these things, and I'm just going to kind of keep this the same just for now. So I'm going to put this also at 4 inches. However, I want these to be right aligned. I want these to be lined up against each other on the right side. So I'm going to make this right aligned here. Again, leader line, so I can fill it out on paper, and make sure you click set, otherwise nothing happens. And then I want the last leader line to go to the edge of the page, so 6.5 inches. I'm going to keep it left aligned just for simplicity. Make sure you add your leader line, bottom here, and make sure you click set. So I have one at 4 inches and one at 6.5 inches. At any time, you can select your paragraphs and go in here and select these and make changes. Just make sure you click set. So when I click OK, there they are, nice and neat. If I turn off my show hide, I can see it's set up. Now I have way too much room here, so I can adjust this very easily. I'm going to select both of these paragraphs, and I'm going to just drag right on the toolbar the little tab symbol. So I'm going to give them about 1 inch. That should be all I need to do a department and a phone number. So I'll go to 5.5 inches, which gives them plenty. It's 1 inch right over there, and maybe a little bit less. There we go. So you can kind of fine tune it afterwards. Always fine tune it afterwards. Now I'm planning on copying and pasting this several times, so that's why I'm getting this right here before I do it across the whole page as much as possible. Okay, now I'm going to add a quick number. So again, this is paragraph format. I click over here, add the page number. You can see that it adds the paragraph, so I'm going to drag that back so it's nice and flush. Click on my email, and I'm going to drag this so that it matches, which is right about here at right about there. Perfect. Okay, and so now I can select these, copy it, and I want room for 10 people. Perfect. So now I have a nice simple roster set up for myself. Now that this is done, I could do my last bit of formatting to keep it nice and clean. And to call it a perfect day, I'm going to put a separation line. Trick for this, 3 dashes and hit enter. Automatically puts a line there. Go ahead and make this heading 1, and I'm going to use the control key to select all of these. And I can very quickly make these heading 2. And I'll put my footer at the bottom. You can put your company name or whatever you want to do. And again, I want to put that that horizontal line to separate it. 3 dashes, hit enter. I just like the look of that. Okay, looks good. And I can go to my page layout, change my theme to Austin. It's the one I like. Looks good. Nice and simple. So again, if you need to make any adjustments, you can always go up here to your show hide and paragraph formatting. There's your tabs. If everything goes crazy, the tip for you, if you want to get rid of a tab, is you can simply take it off of the ruler by dragging it down, or you can select your paragraphs, go to your paragraphs and tabs, and you can always do clear all. If you hit clear all, it will remove all the tabs for whatever you have selected, and you can just start over again. So worst case scenario, you can always do that. So that's it. Thank you very much. My name is Philip Dunn, and you are done.